Hey, my name is Jonathan, and I love doing vlogs out in the middle of a field because fields are so erotic. Seriously, I get so horny when I'm out in the middle of a field. But I would like to talk about the next generation of young Christians, especially young Christians in America, because a lot of American Christians right now are talking about, well, what is the next generation of young Christians? What are they going to be like? Like evangelicals want to know, like those who are born in the new millennium, the next generation of young Christians, you're born in the 21st century. What are they going to look like? Because evangelicals would love to cater to that next young generation of Americans. So we basically don't lose a church, basically. So I feel like I am personally, my values and who I am is my personality, who I am is the embodiment of the next generation of Americans, of American Christians. So I'd like to explain to evangelicals what we are like. So I know I'm 37 years old, but I still feel like my values are prophetic of what the next generation of young Christians is going to be like. For example, social issues. Like today, a lot of young Christians are passionate about human trafficking, ending modern slavery, because today there's more slaves today in the 21st century, more people enslaved by especially sex trafficking. There's so many women and girls that are enslaved right here in America, enslaved who are sex slaves, and it's so awful, the statistics. So we as young Christians are the millennial Christians of America. We are passionate about social issues like ending human trafficking, about climate change, and we are passionate about making sure we reverse this whole cycle of climate crisis so that our planet isn't going to suffer catastrophic climate effects of mass starvation, especially in Africa and the developing world, and flooding, like all of Bangladesh flooding, and just these, and desertification in most of Africa and other parts of the world, just going through severe droughts and famine and floods. It'll be so severe. So we will be passionate about climate change as millennial Christians, and we will start making connections. We will not only be passionate about social issues, we will start making connections with social issues. So human trafficking, we will fight human trafficking, we will fight climate change, we will continue to fight abortion, but at the same time, millennial Christians will not judge a girl or a woman who's gotten an abortion, but we will still fight for the life of innocent babies, innocent unborn babies. And new issues that we will be passionate about is because this war on terrorism will continue for the next at least 30 to 40 years. This generation of Americans who are born in the millennium, born in the 21st century, all they know is war. All that they have never known peacetime. So the new generation of young Americans will be so passionate and will be political radicals to ending war globally, and also the newest generation of Americans will be passionate about wealth redistribution, because we will start making connections between ending moderns and we will make connections between human trafficking and climate change and war and mass wealth concentrated in the top 1% of the elites of this country, and how we will notice how oppression is because of all this wealth concentrated in the hands of just a few families, a few people. In other words, we will not be conservative. We will not be political conservatives. Millennial Christians of America, we will be left-wing radicals. We will be anarchists, we will be socialists, and we will be communists. We will leave the Republican Party en masse. You will not find a Christian in the Republican Party 40 years from now. We will be socialists and communists and anarchists. We will be left-wing radicals. So you need to prepare for that generation of Americans who will be very radical. And also, so yeah, that's what millennial young Christians will be like. And also regarding sex, we will be very passionate about sexual purity. And at the same time, we will strongly advocate for gay marriage. We believe in gay marriage as millennial Christians, and we believe that homosexuals have the right to marry. So we will advocate for the rights of homosexuals to marry, but at the same time, we will want to live very different sexual lives than our parents and grandparents, because we will feel so strongly and highly value sexual purity, saving sex for marriage. And so that's what we will look at millennial Christians, because there's huge rape culture in the United States of America. Young Christians, millennial Christians, will be turned off by all this pornography that's online and just this huge rape culture that just is so engrossed in the United States of America. So we will advocate for sexual purity, while at the same time valuing gay marriage. So that's how we feel about sex. And then also about religion, because evangelicals are trying to study this whole emergent church movement and wanting to be more secular in the worship services, trying to cater a younger generation. But that is not what the millennial Christians are going to be like. Millennial Christians, American Christians born in the 21st century, we will want tradition. We will want participating in a worship service that we can trace back 2,000 years, that we have a historical church, basically. Not a church that only goes back like 10 years or 50 years, or like, because a lot of evangelical churches, they only have a history that only goes back like 20 to 30 years or whatever. So we as millennial Christians, by the time I say millennial Christians, we're like 22nd century, whatever, the next generation of young Christians born in the 21st century, we want tradition in our church. At the same time being flexible with tradition, where having a traditional service at the same time and afterwards having like a contemporary service with like rock music, whatever, and more relaxed. So the millennial Christians will want a blend between very high tradition, high worship that we can know we participate in the history of the church going back 2,000 years. That we millennial Christians will want that connection with historical Christianity, connection with first century Christians. At the same time, being flexible with wanting contemporary worship, wanting just like rock music or dancing in church or whatever. So like myself, I'm a Eastern Orthodox Christian. I used to be evangelical Christian, but I was charismated into the Orthodox Church 7 years ago. So, and regarding missions, the millennial Christians will be so passionate, will be very passionate about missions and about sharing the love of Jesus Christ. But our worldview of missions will not be because, well, these people are going to hell, so we got to convert these people. That's not what missions is going to be like. Missions will be about having an unconditional love for people and just being thrilled that Jesus loves that person for who they are. Unconditional love. And that's what missions is going to look like to millennial Christians. Thanks for watching. I think I'm just really blabbered. Blabbered's not like a good word. I just stepped on cow shit because I like walking. Before this vlog, I like walking outside barefoot. So like, anyway, you're awesome and I love you so much. Bye.